Have you ever wondered what it's like to challenge fate and nature's wrath on the treacherous playground of the gods? Mount Everest, the towering and dangerous mountain, tempts brave souls to test their limits. One of the scariest parts is the Khumbu Icefall, like a frozen beast guarding the way to the top. It's really unstable and has moving blocks of ice, making it a deadly challenge. At the top of the Khumbu Glacier, it's 5,486 meters above the world. Only the most skilled and daring climbers can make it through the deep cracks and ever-changing landscape. But for those who are not ready, it becomes a place where dreams turn into a nightmare. To help climbers, guides have set up ropes and ladders, but even with these, many people have lost their lives there. The scariest part is the Khumbu Icefall when climbers come down from the top. It's full of avalanches, falling ice, and deep cracks in the ice. Only those who conquer this frozen beast can say they've beaten Everest. But sadly, many climbers have died there, and it's like a graveyard. The ice is so dangerous that nobody dares to try to rescue those who have fallen. There's a very risky path with unstable ice blocks called scariest in the Khumbu Icefall. It's like a trap, but climbers are tempted to go fast before the sun makes it even more dangerous. In 2014, a brave group of Sherpas went through the dangerous Khumbu Icefall to help other climbers conquer Mount Everest. Their goal was to make the journey less dangerous for everyone. These Sherpas are like guides and helpers for the climbers. They carry heavy loads and gear, making it easier for the climbers to achieve their daring goals. They keep the climbers safe from dangerous places, making sure they can quickly escape from harm. The Sherpas work hard to set up ropes and prepare the path for the climbers who would come later in the season. Some climbers dared to go through the dangerous Khumbu Icefall, carrying heavy gear and big dreams of reaching the top. They wanted to pave the way for others who would come after them. But at 6:45 p.m. on April 18th, there was a huge avalanche, like a fierce, icy monster. It struck at a dangerous height of 5,800 meters. Sadly, 25 brave climbers, many of them Sherpas, got buried in the deep snow. And the news spread quickly to the base camp. The Khumbu Icefall is very dangerous and risky during the day, making it too risky for rescue. But rescue teams decided to save their friends, even though it could be dangerous for them too. In the dark of night, they set out on their dangerous mission, knowing that every step could be life-threatening. They searched for hours, never giving up hope to find their trapped friends. Sadly, they found their friends buried in the ice. They found 12 people who had lost their lives in the snow and ice. The team kept looking for 4 missing guides, hoping they were still alive. The next day, they found the bodies of the missing guides too. It was very sad, and the total number of people who died was 16. But there was a little hope because they rescued 4 people who were still alive. Some of the survivors were taken by plane to a hospital in Kathmandu to get help. Others with minor injuries got care at Everest Base Camp. Author and mountaineer John Krakauer discovered the scary truth about the disaster. In 2014, a huge block of ice, as big as a mansion, broke off from Mount Everest, causing a dangerous avalanche. It was like no other avalanche, with giant blocks of ice called scariest crashing down like a roaring storm. These ice shelves were amazing but also risky for the brave Sherpas who walked on these dangerous paths. Everyone wanted to keep them safe, but nature's power was too strong. It was impossible to control or protect them from the scariest. The climbers knew the danger when they came to Everest. The scariest was like an unbeatable giant, and it was too risky and costly to build defenses against it. Tragedy struck during the upcoming climbing season, and it shook the base camp. Some climbers decided to leave after the accident, feeling sad and disheartened. After the disaster, the Nepalese government tried to offer money to the Sherpas as a way to make up for what happened. But the Sherpas were not just looking for money. They wanted something more meaningful to honor the climbers who had lost their lives. With strong emotions, the Sherpas and the Nepal Mountaineering Association demanded justice and respect for the fallen heroes. They organized a ceremony in Kathmandu to honor the climbers who had passed away, following a sacred Buddhist tradition. The whole nation mourned the brave souls lost in the tragedy. The Sherpas were deeply saddened by the loss of their fellow climbers, and to show their respect, they decided not to climb Everest for the rest of the year. This decision surprised the climbing community, and many expeditions chose to cancel their plans too. Everyone realized that changes were needed to make climbing safer and more respectful. The news and media helped the Sherpas' cries for justice to be heard by everyone. They showed the world the difficult challenges these brave climbers faced while risking their lives to help others. This brought attention to their cause, and things started to change. After the tragedy, a strong determination emerged among the climbers. They demanded safer conditions, fair payment, and lasting memorials to honor those who died. After the 2014 avalanche, a brave group made a powerful documentary called Sherpa, showing what happened. Another film called Everest Avalanche Tragedy honored the fallen climbers. People all around the world watched the documentary and felt sad. But there was hope too, as Discovery, a TV channel, donated money to help the families of the climbers. The Nepalese government learned from the tragedy and made the route safer for climbers. They changed the path they took to avoid dangerous places like the Khumbu Icefall where the avalanche happened. After the sad event, people's strength and determination shine brightly. The climbers who lost their lives on Everest will always be remembered, making us rethink how we climb and stay safe. The path to Everest has a curious history. For a long time, the central route was popular, but later, climbers preferred the faster but riskier West Shoulder path. That decision brought danger as avalanches struck. But now, things are changing. The experienced Sherpas are taking the longer and tougher route. They listen to wisdom and caution, choosing a safer path with fewer avalanches. After the terrible disaster in 2014, the Sherpas' voices were heard around the world. They protested and asked for justice, safety, and better insurance for their risky work. People listened, but the promises made by the Nepalese government turned out to be empty. But the Sherpas didn't give up. They showed incredible courage and returned to their important job, proving how strong they were. Still, we must remember that the 2014 disaster is a dark part of climbing history. It reminds us that mountains can be powerful, and achieving great things also means taking care of those who take on the challenge. This tragedy made people question if commercial expeditions to Everest were good for the environment and sustainable. The avalanches that happened revealed something scary. Climate change was affecting the glaciers and ice falls that guarded Everest. The ice became unpredictable, leading to dangerous situations. Experts warned that more avalanches could happen because of our uncertain planet's future. People demanded better safety rules, regulations, and fair payment for the Sherpas. The 2014 catastrophe made climbers rethink their relationship with Everest. We had to see its beauty and how delicate it is. We also had to honor the courage and sacrifice of those who worked on its frozen slopes. With that said, thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more.